I think my love of food has changed throughout my life. My cooking style is completely different from my family's cooking style because my mum, she kind of just like wings it, does what she likes, and everything is spicy, which I love, but I think that I've got a better way of balancing different food with different flavors, and not just chili. Today I'm going to be making rice pudding, and it's my take on a rice pudding. I grew up eating kheer, which is an Indian version of a rice pudding. And when I'd go to the Gurdwara as a kid, we'd spend a lot of time there. There were always women stirring a massive pot of kheer over the stove, and it would always have cardamom in it, it'd be super milky, and I'd ignore everything else and just try and get a bowl of that. I love it so much. And then after working in restaurants, I learnt the English way of making a traditional rice pudding, and I kind of have put the two together, and now my mum actually loves my rice pudding, whereas before she'd be like, the kheer is better. Right, to begin, we're gonna need like a good amount of dairy. I've got some lovely whole milk and some cream, butter, only a little bit of sugar, the pudding rice, and some excellent cardamom pods and some vanilla. I'm gonna cook this over the stove in a cast iron pot. Then I'm gonna put it into the oven. And I love these pots because they circulate heat so well, but like traditionally, my mum would be like, what are you doing? This is so expensive, we're not cooking in this. So at home or like at the temple, we would just do it in massive steel pots and it would be fine. And you can cook the whole thing over the stove, but I love it like low and slow in the oven. I think it's less harsh and also gives you time to make your custard that you're gonna fold in. If you came into my house right now, you'd find me like in this vicinity because you can get into the oven and you can clean at the same time. So I'm always around here, like cooking something, going into the oven, rolling, and then cleaning, you know? This is a worn down area. I feel like most of my daydreaming is thinking about the future kitchen that I want to have. And it's not just one kitchen, it's two kitchens in the house. The show kitchen and the prep kitchen. So I'm gonna crush up some cardamom pods, and I love spices, but in my mind you have to buy them in big sacks from the international supermarket. I've just crushed two really lightly, and it's gonna be really gentle spicing because I don't want it to overpower, I just want it to be really subtle. Plus, when I was a kid, like the worst part of eating kheer in the Gurdwara was getting a cardamom pod in your mouth. So I like to just keep them to a minimum, even though I love them. So I've used pudding rice, which is traditional for a rice pudding. A lot of times at home, my mum would use like basmati rice or a rice that she had available. And pudding rice is just way nicer because it cooks low and slow. Then a vanilla pod. I'm gonna save some of the seeds for the creme anglaise that we're gonna make. So I'll keep some on this plate and the pod in here. I think I wanted to be a pastry chef because I love feeding people and I didn't grow up knowing how to bake or with any good cakes around that weren't bought from the shop. So I was always interested in how it worked. Then when I went into kitchens, I realized very quickly that if you work in pastry, it's like a bit of a nicer part of the kitchen. I can do savory and I love it, but you're not gonna catch me standing there, deboning fish or, cutting off the heads of birds. It actually puts me off, so I like to stay in the sweet side. You want to warm it until you start seeing the rice float in the liquids, and then we're going to put a lid on and put it in the oven, bake it low and slow, and then make our creme anglaise. This is our like rich like custard that's going to go into the rice pudding and make it even more rich. And I'm going to use some of the best dairy and the best eggs I can get my hands on, fold a bit of mango puree through that, and then it's just going to be delicious. I'm going to warm through my dairy, which is milk, and I've got some cream. I'm going to put in half my sugar. It's so important to always put half your sugar in your dairy because it coats the milk proteins. Then the vanilla that I kept back, I'm going to put a bit in here. And you just want that to like simmer nicely. Meanwhile, I'm gonna put my egg yolks in a bowl. Like, I don't like baking without good eggs or cooking in general. And these are rich yolk eggs and they make a really big difference. Get a whisk. Then you're gonna mix your egg yolks, gorgeous egg yolks, with the rest of your sugar. I always have to like go up on my toes because I'm too short. I'm gonna add a bit of mango puree now and just put touch into my milk. So I've turned it right down and you can see that it's starting to bubble up. So now that that's steaming, I'm gonna pour it over my yolks and whisk them. Okay, now that's gonna go back into my pan. Now we're gonna cook that over like a medium heat. A creme anglaise is like a traditional thin custard because it has no thickening agent in it necessarily, so no corn flour, but it does get thick and it gets like a body from the egg yolks and also from the proteins of the milk. That's your creme anglaise done. And then we just need to stir the rice pudding and the two will go together. I much prefer cooking for other people. I think the reason why I'm a chef is because I love pleasing people with food. It is probably like a people-pleasing thing that I've got inside me. But I love that joy of just taking someone something and like brightening up their day. And it really hurts me if someone doesn't like food. I'm like, I can't connect with you, sorry. So I'm gonna get some stuff ready for the mango garnish now. I've got some really nice mango puree that I've kept back, some passion fruit seeds, and then we're gonna move on to the mangoes. My mum is like a mango haggler, so usually if I need to buy a lot, I tell her to go for me. And these ones are really lovely queso mangoes. I've also got a Peruvian one because I thought it looked lovely. And it's nice to have different textures. You don't always want slimy, so we're gonna have a bit of firm, a bit of slimy, in a good way, and it's gonna be delicious. When I'm coming up with recipes, I always actually try and keep it super seasonal. I try and strip everything back to making the ingredients sing as much as possible. This one, I'm gonna cut it into cubes, so we have texture. Okay, great, that's our mango done. And I think it's good to go. It's great, it's got a tiny bit of bite, which is good, because the rice pudding will carry on cooking anyway, especially with the anglaise inside. Remove our vanilla pod, because it has served its purpose. And then I actually remove the pesky cardamom pods because nobody wants those in their teeth. Add the anglaise, stir that through so it's like, it lets it down in the anglaise, it relaxes a bit more, and then serve it up with the mango through it and some pistachio on top, a bit of passion fruit seeds, and then we're done. Excellent. My mum and grandma will be very happy. I love the mango. You guys get to eat it now, it's delicious.